Big at recording in progress.
Oh, that big ass recording.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, you heard
Hell
it.
no. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Bro, what you mean?
What?
It's ops, bro.
Nice leave meeting. What the fuck? What the ops know all that?
Recording in progress.
Recording.
The classic killer fucking picture.
It's kind of drip. I can't lie,
This
bro. A little
meeting
kid
is
holding some AKs. Uh-oh, the podcast jacket.
Is literally. Oh yeah, you know what time it is, nigga. Shoot, this has never missed.
That boy got the fresh fade. Nah. Before we talk about the finals, bro, we gotta talk about how this man's Harry, bro. This man got a fresh fade, ready to go to the pub, bro. He's ready to go on a night out on the town, cut. And fate folded this nigga, bro. This nigga calls me. He's like,
I have no cash.
Bruh. He's like, bro, I waited damn near half an hour to get into this damn pub to get a drink, get my freak on. You feel me? I had a fresh fade. I was feeling good about myself. I had a nice fit. Put on the shoes that my dad just got me, these white sneakers. He's like, bro, I get to the front of the line and they talking about $15 cash to enter inside.
15 at the door.
Bro, when I looked at bro, I zoned up to the wall. I'm just like, I'm like, what you mean $15? Bro, I've never heard someone paying $15 to get inside a bar. Like, I'm thinking like the Family Guy freaking pub that Peter Griffin goes to. Like, bro, if a nigga told me $15 to enter that shit, bro,
to enter the drunken
I'm like, bro, you're getting foreclosed in a week, bro. No one's entering your shit, bro. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I'm not a social person, so
mind you, and plus. And that's fine, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling in the line, cuz I'm getting close to the front, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I see motherfuckers whipping out cash. I'm like, hold on, what am I missing, cuz? Nigga, check my wallet. It is what it is. So I get to the front, lady collecting cash, racking up cash, cuz. She like, I look at this bitch, cuz. I had to do it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I sound like a rookie. I had to do it. I let that bitch dead in her eye, cuz mind you, I had spent 30 for the cut. I had spent 13 just to get there. You know what I'm saying, for the lift. I'm like, all right. So I'm already bleeding cash. So I'm like, fuck some money for it, cuz. I'm in this bitch. I'm like, because y'all not gonna get me off some dumb ass donation type shit. Publix be swindling niggas left and right for that. I'm like, nah, hell no. I don't know what it's for, cuz. She's like, it's for cover. I'm like, the fuck is cover? She's like, to get in the door. I said, oh, how much? The bitch looked at me in my eyes, $15. I said, oh, I don't got cash, cuz. Hop the railing, left. Fuck on y'all. I was like, fuck that. And there was a bank right there, cuz. I was like, fuck that, bro. I'm already down on the cash, cuz. Might as well take my bitch ass home. I walked around for a little bit, caught this nigga right here, took my bitch ass slap home, bro. Fuck that.
Nigga, we're trying to get it live in the club. Nah, anytime, if it's a club, and basically anywhere, especially now, I basically already know that, like, yeah, they probably going to charge like a just indoor fee. Same shit happened down in 305, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in Orlando. More times than not, unfortunately, unless like you like know somebody already in, is dead. It's good.
Yeah, especially since like even if I went to the bank, got the cash cut, talking about that line doubled in the 5 minutes I was like, oh yeah, fuck that. Now I'm talking about that shit to the street. Oh, hell.
And why is it cash? Like, y'all niggas don't have like Apple Pay, like none of like the card swipe shit that's like plugged into the phone or the tablet, bro.
Straight cash.
Bro,
look. But I ain't gonna cap though. It's smart. I can't even be mad about it. It's smart on them because you know how much money they fucking made that night. What, bro? There was at least 100 people at the line at one time. I swear, the whole night, bro. I swear you spend more time in the line than you spend inside. I swear to God. But nah, if I'm going next time, I'm going with the boys. I ain't going with myself again because that shit was kind of dead.
Yeah, that's dead as hell.
But that shit was hilarious, though. I can't even. I woke up the next morning. I was like, that was fucking hilarious.
Yes, the funny thing is, this man, he caught a lift back, and so he's like walking around his neighborhood, like just like walking around aimlessly because like the night was pretty shit. And so we just on the phone, just vibing, talking for a bit, and then there was like kind of like a dead silence, and I'm watching like Hulu with my sister, and then out of nowhere, this nigga, he's like chopping it up with the like just this random female. And I'm like listening closely. I can barely understand what's saying. I just hear like a little giggle there, a little laugh here. I'm just like, where did she come from? I know it's not his roommate. So I say as loud as I can into the mic. I'm like Terry, bro, who you talking to? I'm like, damn, this nigga got by a bitch already. That's crazy. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna hang up. And I just texted this dude, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna let you sauce. I don't know how this happened in like the 15 seconds that we stopped talking, but it happened, bro.
I'm walking around, bro, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna walk around and then I'll take my bitch ass inside. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it is what it is. I walk around, she's like walking her dog. I'm like, well, shit, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, her dog was hyper as fuck, bouncing around the whole section. I'm like, oh shit. So me, I'm just cracking. I'm saying dumb shit to myself. I'm not sure if this dog try to bite me, I'm gonna punt that shit. You know what I'm saying? Saying that shit, just mumbling that. And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." And then she actually stood around for a conversation because I was surprised. Usually, all the motherfuckers that walk around this neighborhood, I'm talking about yo dumbass that just walk by the window. They just be walking around with their fucking dogs and shit, and they look at you and they fucking hide or something. I'm like, my nigga, like, bro, I get it. I'm black. It's okay, bro. It's
all black
fine.
people, all black related activities in that area, it's a no-go, bro.
Chilling,
bro. I went to this man Terry's dorm, right? No, bro, I'm not letting this go. This man ordered a ball, bro. It came the day I was there. I'm like, it comes out the package, bro. Story. Yes, bro. I'm holding this ball. I'm like, bro, I haven't held a basketball in a minute, bro. I'm excited. I'm dribbling this shit. I'm twirling it. And he's like, oh, you want to go check up the course open? I'm like, yeah, of course, bro. Black nigga activities. We walk out, bro. We go to this thing. I have never seen people lock up a basketball hoop for this long. For no reason. Like, it's a Saturday. It's midday Saturday, bro. It's like, what? Like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Like 2 in the afternoon.
And they have it locked. When else would a nigga go play basketball, bro? Please explain to me. When else would a black person go play basketball?
It sent me was the Jesus cross on the rim with the big ass padlock. No, when they was locking rims,
it's because we went to a different neighborhood, bro. We left his. We walked down the street, bro. We walked a good like 10 minutes, bro. We get there. This place already smells like shit. They got like that doo-doo smelling mulch shit with their trees at the entrance, bro. It smells bad, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That doo-doo smelling mulch.
Oh yeah.
We walked
Internet got his ass. That's right.
I'm lagging.
Yup.
I'm lagging.
I mean, I'm the one recording, so I shouldn't be that bad on on the recording. But am I frozen?
First sent like when Wilson first sent like a video on his Android and I saw the piss camera, I said this nigga got one of them like either LG or Windows Androids that are just a straight brick. Like it's not even like it's like a normal brick. Like this
it's a like, Samsung Galaxy.
This bro, it's a Galaxy, but that shit, bro.
That shit not even a Galaxy, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
It's a meteor belt, man. It's not no Galaxy.
Bro, when I tell you, bro, they just put the Samsung Galaxy sticker on there and say, yeah, it's a Galaxy. That'll be 100.
Let me see if I can peel it off,
bro. Like that ain't no to me, bro. Like to me, like when that camera card, it's like that's one of those. And if it is, it's one of those really old and like cheap Galaxies that niggas is like cranking out just to be like, hey, phones, because half them shits are just walking like. For how would I say that? Walking Chernobyls, basically.
Chernobyls,
like, basically blow up in my eyes. Like, and it's not even like I'm hating on Android. If you have a good Android, the shit slap. Like, it's even better than an iPhone half the time. But if you have a garbage Android, this shit sucks. It's not even like a question.
Yeah,
that shit, bro. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure we'll play like a fucking video, one of the stupid ass Android quality videos I have, but. The way this white shit happened, bro, it makes no sense, bro. I was playing basketball at the park. My phone was sitting like in my bag, and I think like the bottom half was like poking out in the sun a little bit because like I kept coming back to my phone to check messages. Like I think Terry was telling me because we were on a call. He's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go take a shower." So like, "Oh, all right," and then I put my phone down, bro. I finished playing, bro. I'm walking home. phone working fine. I just hit the power button, blinded. Been like this ever since. Don't understand. Bro, I tell you, I Googled it, bro. They talking about, you got to update your phone. Look at my phone. Completely up to date. It's like, it's a battery problem. A battery problem. I just got this phone. So, I did everything I could. I waited for that thing to just fully die so I could charge it back to 100%, see if that like helps reset the battery or something. Nope. I put that thing. The only thing that works, bruh, is I put the brightness all the way down to 0. This white thing is still here, so you can't even see what's on the screen. You see this white thing.
Put that beacon down, bro. That shit is.
And then it works. Right. It works a little bit, but you can, bro. I know you can see that little line right there, but it's ready to just come back, bruh. Watch, bruh. So I'll go like this, bruh. No, see, I'm on the chat, right? And then I'll go to Instagram, bruh, right? So I can see this post or whatever. And then I'll scroll a little bit. Hold on, let's see if it does it. It just glitched a little bit. I see you. Hold on.
It's feeling dangerous.
Wow, it doesn't want to do it. It says, we work now. We caught in 4K. We work now.
Bro, reopen the app.
Bro. I see it glitching, bro. It thinks that
Somebody
it's saying
said reopen app.
Reopen the shit. Zoom said,
I'm gonna go on Snapchat. I know it likes to glitch on Snapchat. Nope, it didn't glitch. You know what? Never mind. My phone works, y'all. Podcast episode title: Wilson's phone works now.
It's not gonna work in about 15 minutes, give or take. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's crazy. Them boys, Wilson and Terry, went up to Orlando, or Wilson went up to Orlando, around where Terry is at. Tried to play basketball. That shit was locked up, basically locked on rims.
Bro,
the rims were locked.
Put on the rim.
It's crazy how they locked it. It said, this is a white neighborhood. We can't have y'all niggas been dominating us for too long in basketball. We can't let this happen no more.
None of
It's
these.
a Saturday, bro. It's a Saturday.
And somehow, some way, this nigga Terry was just chopping up with a girl with a hyperactive dog. But speaking of hyperactive dogs and basketball, Patrick Beverley and the Clippers got knocked out the playoffs by the Suns. Now they about to go to the finals. They about to take on the Bucks, who knocked out the Hawks. Unfortunately, I actually wanted ATL to go to the finals. Now you're about to talk about this. What y'all boys feeling about this? Bucks Suns finals.
Suns, bro. It's crazy, bro, because I had to look back at the stats. Well, not stats, but the previous games that they've had. And the last 5 games that they matched up, the Suns have won 4 of them. But they're all close games. Like, they're close as hell. So in a 7-game series, like, I still can't tell who would be, like, the clear-cut winner. When they have played in the past as well, Brook Lopez hasn't played like how he's playing now. He wasn't getting blocks, steals. He wasn't hitting fadeaway jumpers from the goddamn post. He wasn't putting up many points, and he wasn't getting many rebounds either. So if Brook Lopez plays well the way he's been playing, Giannis comes back, plays like Giannis should, Drew Holiday aggressive like he was to close out the Hawks, then the Bucks should win. But if they play like they have in the past, where Brook Lopez really isn't doing anything, and they just rely on Giannis to carry them all the way down the stretch, and DeAndre Ayton starts going off for the Suns with that pick and roll with Chris Paul and D-Book, I'm not going to lie, the Suns might win.
I feel that. I feel as if even though Giannis is going to come back, and he won't be fully 100%. So even like with Brook Lopez improving, they still losing sort of that, like, not a fully healthy Giannis. And I feel as if that the Suns have enough. I think they've obviously grown and played much smarter. I think Chris Paul now knows that, all right, if I'm going for the mid-range and it's not hitting, I can go to DeAndre Ayton. I got plenty of guys, you know what I'm saying? If D-Book ain't cooking, then we still got our role players, and I still think Chris Paul and D-Book are gonna be cooking because they don't got Patrick Beverley on them. Which, even though Holiday, all due respect, is a great defender, that nigga Patrick Beverley is. When I tell you, bro, like.
y'all, I forgot who was talking. I think it was Michael.
Yeah, no.
Michael said something, bro. All I see is this. All I see is
Ooh.
this big ass flash of light at my window. Everything turned off, bro. Yo, my Xbox was sitting right there, bro. Screen went pitch black. I'm like, huh?
Oh.
Hey,
My laptop went dim because the charger went out. Internet went out. I was like, oh, that was tough.
I'm surprised your internet got back up this fast though. What the fuck?
Facts?
It takes
My
my internet at
internet's
least half an hour to figure out how to work.
Bro, my internet just goes in and out every half hour, man.
Ooh. They said this is regular for me.
Yes, bro.
Listen, y'all
Only
boys
niggas
don't worry.
spectrum.
Regular procedure. Start it back up. You already know what to do.
All right, well, shit, technical difficulties ain't gonna stop us this time. But what I was saying is that Suns Bucks, right? First two games are gonna be really tough for the Bucks. Cause Giannis not gonna be back to form, and I feel like they're gonna stumble a little bit. If they still won, clutch. If they don't, it is what it is. But game 3, I feel like game 3 is when when Giannis finally gonna be at least a resemblance of himself. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll do what they gotta do, and I think the Bucks take the series in 6 or 7 games. That's what I got. The Bucks' length and defense when they're really on it, bro. That is enough to topple any team to me. So it's like I think the Bucks gonna give the Suns a run for their money. So I got them winning the chip in my quick.
Yeah, that's completely fair, to be completely honest, because the problem with the Suns in the previous series, and they didn't even have Kawhi, the best defender, or at least perimeter defender in the league right now, is that the Clippers were essentially able to pull sort of like what LeBron did to the Warriors when they were down 3-1, just like change the pace of the game, make everything slow. You got to grind it out. Like every shot matters, everyone's shooting poorly, and like defense, like try and win the games by playing defense. And the Bucks defense compared to the Clippers defense is tremendously better. And if the Suns struggle against the Clippers, if Mike Budenholzer knows what he's doing and doesn't fold to Monty Williams, the Bucks should be able to win because just their defense is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll say a counterpoint to that is the tempo change, in my opinion, when Chris Paul came back and he became the dominant ball handler again. Because when he wasn't, they had a much fast tempo, and it seemed as if like the Suns might be able to really not blitz pass, but have a much more success. But then when Chris Paul came back, it was a while until he got himself, really going. It took until really the last game, and then he really got himself going. And the tempo seemed to be a little bit faster. It definitely seemed as if like he was trying to go through him, and that point where Chris Paul couldn't hit a shot, Devin Booker couldn't hit a shot, and then vice versa, Paul George couldn't hit a shot, and
Reggie
Patrick
Jackson,
Beverley,
Patrick.
All of them couldn't hit a shot.
So that was about 6 minutes. That felt like about an hour. That was tough, and that was really like what emphasized it. But it seemed as if like the last game, game 6, we really turned it on with Chris Paul. Really found his way, or shook off the rust. It was a while, it seemed like, and I think he really. I keep saying turn on, but that's really the only way I can just describe it. Like he just played very well, and I feel as if with that I feel as if like the Suns because I'm saying the Suns at their peak will be able to beat the Bucks at their peak. I'm also saying that like while like I feel as if even if it gets to these defensive sort of battles, I feel as if it does get to that, then this means that probably Middleton's off, or they can't get anything going with Brook Lopez or Giannis, and if those guys are off, the Bucks offense drops dramatically.
Because I feel as though the Suns have way more shot makers than the Bucks actually. The Bucks
starting Middleton would have to match D-Book's output.
That's what I'm saying.
Like starting lineup doesn't come out hot, the team's done.
I feel as if it comes down once again to Giannis is do his thing, but it comes down to Middleton and Holiday. Holiday got to play good defense. He can't turn to Eric Bledsoe. And Middleton cannot turn garbage. He doesn't have to be MJ, but he turns into these random MJ games from time to time. If he can do that for 4 games, then I think they'll win this series. But he's so inconsistent with that at times. I mean, it's wild. So I don't know how well that will really translate. I feel as if Middleton will have maybe 2 MJ games, but not 4. And I don't know how well he'll be able to, him and Holiday will be able to just do what they need to do. And the rest of the shooters on the team just not be cold. Because I feel as if they go cold, even though their defensive ability would be good, I feel as if it wouldn't be enough and they'd maybe lose out. It'd still be a close game, but they'd lose. And then I feel as if also if they go hot and the Suns go hot, I feel the Suns just has more on the table for them to like. If everybody's clicking on all cylinders, then they have more. But once again, not everyone's gonna be clicking on all cylinders. So honestly, I think this is gonna be a great finals matchup, and I can't wait.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But one thing that I do want to add that a lot of people should realize is that they both made it this far, so they're obviously in the finals. They're the best 2 teams remaining. And that they're both system teams. So like the Clippers and the Hawks, they obviously have systems, but they're not fluid systems like the Suns and the Bucks. So even if Chris Middleton's cold, even if, they aren't playing like their peak basketball, either team, their system is going to keep them in the game. Like the games are just going to be close no matter what. It just who's going to bring it home in the 4th quarter. And that's going to be the story of every single game, unless like something drastically bad happens, like someone goes down and then they just start pummeling the other team because of just that change in the flow. So, but wait, what did I want to say? Oh, that's it. Chris Paul, D-Book, Middleton. Yeah, Chris Paul, D-Book, Middleton. They all got the mid-range game. They need to use it because the way that defense is going to be played in this matchup, because I know the Bucks are going to come out with the best defense possible. Both teams need to live in the mid-range. I know the Bucks really like to just space the floor, 5 out for Giannis and just kick to the corner and type stuff for shooters. That's going to get you far, but y'all need to live in the mid-range. I'm looking at Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton needs to establish himself in the mid-range. Goddamn. They need to the Bucks need to dominate the paint if they want to win, because the Bucks have that advantage in the paint. So the 3 and the paint are the 2 things that the Bucks should be dominating, and then the mid-range is what should carry them at the end. And then for the Suns, CP3, D-Book, they should be able to cook, or not able to, but they need to cook all game from the mid-range for them to have a shot. And the pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton needs to be solid. If Brook Lopez disrupts it, or Giannis disrupts it even a little bit, or Drew or Chris Middleton on the perimeter side, then it's just going to be really tough for the Suns, because they're just such a small team that even if the Bucks miss a whole bunch of shots, they're more than likely going to get the offensive board and then put it back up, because that's just the type of team that they are. And they have so many just defenders like PJ Tucker. Like I was saying it in the beginning, and I think it was Grant that was like, oh, because he's a Rockets fan or whatever. So he's like, oh, PJ Tucker really isn't all that because we weren't able to win it all with him. And it's like, just because y'all weren't successful with him doesn't mean that PJ Tucker isn't good. PJ Tucker is one of the best like role players you could possibly have. He is that Jay Crowder type player. So I don't know.
I mean, Rocket system, they could have success with Chris Paul, and look at them now. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. It's just these matchups. I'm really just intrigued to see how much of the bench comes out, like how much depth we're using, or if we're just running our starters until they fucking exhausted.
For me, I think what really makes me pick the Suns more is I don't think Budenholzer is going to fall back into his old trap of this nigga not going to make adjustments, and that might get him. Because I feel as if even if the Bucks steal a game, if the Suns make the right adjustments, this nigga gonna be like 2 games behind.
Yeah,
like he'll just make the adjustment 2 games later, like after they've already lost. Like that's the type of shit he might do.
Yeah, because the Bucks have the size advantage, but in terms of IQ, rest, and just game planning, the Suns have that. Like, just they blow the Bucks out of the water. because the Clippers, they were actually switching up different styles of play to try and come back in the series. With the Hawks against the Bucks, it was just like Trae Young is the center of their whole offense. You stop Trae Young or take him out the game, you win. And they didn't even need Giannis on the court to do that. So I just hope that the Bucks aren't too comfortable with, the style of play that they've been at, and they're ready to turn up the heat for this finals matchup. But like Michael said, like Terry said, like we're all saying, this is going to be an amazing finals matchup. It's like the first one with like no LeBron or no KD,
no LeBron,
no
Curry,
Steph,
no Timmons and Shaq.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and it'll be interesting will the Bucks able to win their first championship since the first ever.
Since the first one ever back in the day.
And will the Suns be able to get their first ever?
Yeah, this is just all types of new.
No. And if Chris Paul, maybe this could be another segue, but if Chris Paul wins with the Suns, do you think he's a Suns legend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
it's the
in my
same thing
opinion,
with Kawhi.
If he wins, especially if he wins MVP, I think he's a Suns legend.
Yeah. To be honest, I think he's a Suns legend now because they haven't been in the finals forever. I'm talking forever, bro. So it's like he's doing shit that's not really common in Suns franchise history, to be honest.
All right. Now this is another question that might be a little bit interesting. Prime Steve Nash or prime Chris Paul?
I'm gonna take prime Chris Paul because he's a more prolific scorer, and defensively I wouldn't say he's like miles better, but he does do a shift on defense. So I'd take a prime Chris Paul.
Yeah, no, Steve Nash, he's a good playmaker, especially on like the fast break and open court, and his percentages I want to say are higher, especially from three. But yeah, Chris Paul defensively a menace, and just the mid-range game it's so important, and especially since they're forgetting about it in the current NBA scheme. Like if you have that mid-range game, you're just busted, and he can run the pick and roll to death. Like him and DeAndre Ayton. That shit is busted, bro. It is busted.
All right. Well, to any Suns, if we ever do get a big enough fan base, to any Suns fans out there.
Shit. But no, shout out Steve Nash, though.
Yeah, Steve Nash is great. I
love
him. You know what I'm saying? But any Suns fans out there, y'all will probably have an emotional connection to this way more than any of us will. Steve Nash or Chris Paul.
Yeah, and I feel like Chris Paul has been... He's been more consistent. Like he's had a longer career than like Steve Nash. Like he's been at a good peak longer.
But at the same time,
he goes to the contender
because Steve Nash has the MVP.
Yeah.
Now, also at the same time, some people say that Steve Nash's MVP was because some people say
he
that
took it from Kobe.
Yeah, we can't argue Kobe. That was Kobe's MVP.
A lot of people said Steve Nash's MVP it was either Kobe or Wade. A lot of people say he was third on that list, wasn't even first. So it's crazy how a lot of people not just like to me, I don't even think he really won it. I have a lot of respect for Steve Nash, but that year I don't think he was truly MVP. But I give him the accolades and respect that he obviously deserves. So will you take that with a grain of salt? Like he won MVP, but should he have even won MVP? Because in my eyes, he was down at third, really. I have my home both Wade and Kobe. So, I mean.
Yeah. Accolades matter a lot, but the eye test matters even more. Like what I see on the court, your effect on the game, I just think that CP3 has a bigger effect.
Thanks.
I love you, Steve Nash. Hopefully you do better in the playoffs next year.
We don't love you. We don't love you.
Speaking of eye test, a sport that maybe not a lot of people really know, but a sport that is massive around the world, football or soccer as you call it.
Our first time covering that shit. What the fuck?
The Euros.
New chapter?
Yep.
4 a.m. new chapter? What the fuck?
And we're going international because the Euros, it's a competition between Europe's elite countries. It's been going on. We are to the semifinals now. But the big question, or a question that was sort of answered, but still has some questions in, is the nation England. Yeah, you know, the Brits.
England in it. England in it.
England, the players of football have had a pretty good run. But the eye test, as many people will say, hasn't been the best. They just had a really impressive victory, 4-0 or 4-0, against Croatia. I mean, not Croatia. My bad. Sorry to all the Croatians out there.
No, Ukraine.
Ukraine. While Ukraine, with all due respect to Ukraine, they are still a pretty good nation. Really, they only have Zinchenko and maybe one other player that's truly good compared to the England national squad, who has a lot of good players on there. So we'll try and bring up some stats or some highlights, but is England truly as good as they think they are as a semifinal to final team, or is it just because of luck that they've gotten this far?
Well, as someone, I don't Go ahead. Yeah, I don't watch the Euros like that, or I haven't been watching the Euros like that. Besides, like when I watch a couple highlights, or if when I was at Terry's dorm and we watched a couple games. But I can say that from social media alone, a lot of English people that I follow have been taken. They have been so pissed with their piss poor country. And they really don't think that they're going. They don't think that they're going all the way. Pissed. The whole country pissed. He's like, what am I seeing on my screen? This is rubbish. And I'm like, damn, God, I can't even see. But I'll take your word for it.
They got off to a rough start in the initial stage of the tournament. They had in the group stage where it's 3 games. So you play for points, you play for placement. Top two teams in each group will move on to the knockout stages. So they won their group. I want to say they won their group, but like the 2 games they won was by literally they won 1-0 both times. They drew a couple times 0-0. Their scoring looked messy. They hadn't really put together and come together as a team that we all know they are. They're talented as fuck. They have so many young players. They have just super talented. They just hadn't played like it. You know what I'm saying? That game against Germany, it wasn't the best, but they came out with a dub 2-0. Like you can't take that from them. And then they finally beat Ukraine 4-0, although you can say it's Ukraine or whatever. But that's the win that we've all been looking for from England all tournament. So I can't, as much as I don't believe they'll win the whole thing, they are finally coming into shape, the shape that I believe they should have been from the beginning of the tournament. So I got to give that to England. Although, yeah, their friends would be pissed. They are rightfully pissed. They were not playing well. But they're getting into the shape that I've been asking them to be at. So I got to give them that at least. So they're looking good right now.
To put some added context to what both Wilson and Terry says, English media hasn't been backing the team, obviously, but more English people haven't been backing it. More not because maybe not the performances, that was also a big thing, but it was more the team selection. To the American followers we have, which is mostly going to be pretty much everyone. Imagine having Jason Tatum, imagine having Devin Booker, imagine having all those players on your team, but you had them on the bench. And instead you play people like JJ Redick and a bunch of like experienced role players who, while are good, don't really have the talent, or maybe you can say star power, as the people who are on the bench. A lot of people said their bench is better than the starting lineup, and they didn't like how they were basically just getting by teams that they should really thrash. With all due respect, I'll compare this to the NBA again for American followers. They're basically Nets, and they're just barely getting by being teams like the Magic or Pistons. You know, with all due respect to Croatia, all due respect to management. But this is like, they aren't the nations that France or Belgium are, you know, with all due respect to them. If any Czech fans or Croatia fans or anyone want to check me on this, we can go back and forth. But in my opinion, they don't have that strength or the depth as a Belgium, a France, or even in Italy, who has played very, very good this tournament and are mad hot. But that's more why they finally got a good victory, a 4-0 victory. Now it seems if the script is now flipped, everyone's feeling much more excited because they still have an easy way to the final. All they have to do is beat Germany. Really, like, you can say that this has been like you can say how some people said the Heat, how they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, or got to the finals when they went to the East. Some people say that it was weak. I personally didn't think that, but a lot of people say England's side is weak. And unlike where I say the Heat's East wasn't weak back in 2012, this side actually is pretty weak, with all due respect to these teams that they're playing. Ukraine, Croatia, countries that some people haven't even heard of, if you're probably on this side of the hemisphere, aren't the big national teams. Like, once again, I say Spain, Italy, France. You've probably heard of these nations before, and you probably know one or two players on these teams. If you're American, if you're European, you sure as hell know a lot of these players. Now some English fans will say that, oh well, France and Belgium are knocked down. We're not, so we're better. Well, we'll see. But right now they have a pretty easy task. They have to beat Denmark, who is playing for a lot more than just a trophy. Unfortunately, during the Euros, one of the players, you may have seen, Christian Eriksen, dropped out of nowhere. A lot of people thought he had died on the field. He
was scary.
Basically, heart stopped, and they did a fantastic job bringing him back. But the Denmark players really felt it. They played really well. They got to the semifinal, and they're playing for not just the trophy, but their country and him, and that's a very hard driving force, and they can't be taken lightly, even though they are on paper worse or pretty not as good as England.
Denmark fans going wild right now, and they won that last game against the Czech.
That's the beauty of like just sports in general,
Denmark
just like what you play for. It's bigger than just the sport. It's bigger than just the game.
And when Eriksen went down, I love how the world came together.
Everyone's with
the world came together, and we were all with them. And I'm really happy that we were all for him, and I'm glad he made a speedy recovery. I wish we were doing the podcast when we were when he went down, so we can send our condolences. But we're sending it now. We're happy that he's good now. But England, their fans, if you ask them right now, they're saying it's coming home. 3 Lions will bring it home, but they still have to go through Denmark. They still have to go through Italy, and I highly suggest that you check out these games. If we can't get the episode out before the semifinal, then at least definitely watch the final, because I promise you it is going to be good. Hopefully, check it out. But on the other side, flip side, massive rivalry. This shit runs as deep as probably the Crips and the Bloods on this side. Italy and Spain play each other, and these two don't really like each other like that. This shit runs deep. These are two football nations. Italy's coming back in form, and so is Spain. What are y'all thoughts on that? More so, maybe Wilson hasn't really maybe been up, but I know Terry has something to say about this.
Italy, Spain, man. I wanted to see France, Spain last round. I didn't get to see it. Painful. That was also another referee I wanted to see, but didn't get it. But this is gonna make up for it very well. This game is gonna be fucking phenomenal. Italy has been on fire. There's nothing I can say about them. They're on fucking fire. Spain was just like England, you know what I'm saying? They came in stumbling, but they got right way quicker. Like, they got right at the end of the groups. They 5-0. They had scored 10 goals in 2 matches. The last match they won, it was a thriller, one-off penalties. You feel me? They've proven that they can win in any situation. You know what I'm saying? They've done the shootouts. They've done the slugfest going to pens. They've done everything so far. Spain's red hot right now. Italy's red hot. They've just been consistent. If I had to pick a team, though, I'm gonna go with Spain. I'm gonna give it a stack. I'm gonna go with Spain slowly because like they've been put through more situations. Italy has definitely won. The games that they won, Italy's won, they've all been kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? They beat Austria going to extra time after no team could score the whole game. They went to extra time. They won that. They beat Belgium 2-1, and that was they didn't score. That was at the half. They didn't score for the rest of the game. So like they can win the slower games. They showed that the whole turning. You know what I'm saying? But like Spain has been through. They folded the 3-1 lead to Croatia. They beat them 6-3. They dominated Slovakia 5-0. They were just putting it on the whole time. They went to hell and back against Switzerland, beat them in the penalties. They've shown me so much in these last 3-4 games that I think Spain, although it's going to be absolutely close as far, I think Spain wins it and goes to the final.
Yeah, that makes sense. After what I saw from Italy when I was watching the Italy-Austria game, like Terry was mentioning, it was so slow, and it just made me like it was slow to the point where I feel like it has to be in the majority of their games that they just come off to a slow start. And if Spain can capitalize on that slow start and score early, I feel like that pressure would kind of fold Italy itself. Like they just take a little bit too long to
because what Italy
get
tries to do, sorry to cut you off, but Italy tries to do, at least from the very limited games I've seen, it's they try to keep possession. That's really what they're big on. And that's what they did to Belgium. They kept possession as long as they could. Belgium is obviously an absolutely amazing. They have an amazing attack force. So like they can get in those runs, you know what I'm saying? But they just like to keep teams at, and you can say Spain likes to do the same thing too, but Spain will just go off, just randomly. They'll just go off and start scoring. So that's why I gotta go with Spain on that one, because they have a little bit. They have like, I wouldn't say more firepower because Italy has that too, but like they're like more volatile in terms of an offense. Like they would just pop. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'll go with Spain.
I'm going to pick Italy, and I would say on contrary, I have watched quite a bit of Italy's games, and I will say Italy may not have the slow start that some people will expect them. Some people think they do. Italy has been able to do it all, in my opinion. They've had games where they've been able to come out the break, score pretty quickly. They scored pretty quickly, I think, against Belgium. Held the ball a little bit, unfortunately gave up. Held the ball more, scored again, gave up a penalty, but they were able to hold out and win the game against them.
Yeah.
And I feel as if Italy can play a possession type game with Spain, because Spain has been able to quickly score, but Spain doesn't really have a true striker. All due respect to Morata, he's not that great at that striker spot. The team has gotten better. The synergy has gotten better. Like I said before, they heavily missed people like Torres, David Silva, Iniesta. But it seems as if Ferran Torres and a lot of other players are stepping up right now and showing that they are truly the next generation of players, and they can play well. But in my opinion, Italy has been hot. I will never not say a team who has been undefeated this whole tournament doesn't have a slight advantage. Italy has been undefeated this whole tournament. They've shown they can win. They have a really great manager in Mancini, former Man City manager, now Italy manager. He's phenomenal, and he's been able to make in-game adjustments and pick his team to the best ability that they can play, coach them really well. And I think through all of that, Italy will continue to advance. I think they'll beat Spain. I think it's gonna be a great game though, because I feel as if it's a slow down game, it's gonna be a very tight 1-0 game. Some people may not like that, but I think the build up to some of these goals is gonna really be a massive payoff. And I think Italy also has the firepower to keep up with Spain if it becomes a 3-4 thriller. But I do think that if it becomes one of those thrillers, Spain is more in the ballpark of winning. But I'm going to take Italy on this one, and I'll say Italy, England for the final.
I'd have to go with Spain, England for the final. That'd be, yeah.
Dang. All right. I'm excited to see about that.
Definitely excited.
Bro. Like,
the game is tomorrow. For Italy and
England. It's at 3.
And then England and Denmark will be the 7th of July. So tomorrow's the 6th. Then the next day afterwards will be England and Denmark. So maybe by the time this video is out, we'll already see who is in the final. But we'll definitely comment on that as we continue on.
10 minutes left. Okay, I want to say something. I know it's not like the end, but I guess it's like an idea. So in terms of the Euros that we're talking about right now, the NBA Finals, shit, UFC, anything. Do we want to do fight companions? Like, what is the extent to content that we can create or just do for these sports to, you know, not only build our following, but just to give our 2 cents on whatever is happening as it's happening?
You mean like stream the at the same time that the game's going on?
Yeah, or yeah, something like that, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely an open market about like there are channels like the True Jordy or others who do stream like especially football events and UFC events. There still is a big like a open market you can say for it, sort of like giving like analysis and things like that.
Yeah, but I just want to get y'all 2 cents on us establishing ourselves in that community. Like I feel like we'd fit right in because like we already talk about it before or after, so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we definitely could fit right in, to be honest.
Like the only thing I would say about it is just like, oh, it'd just be like the computer power to stream and have like live game analysis and like do all these things. But like other than that, which I think eventually we'll get into anyway.
Yeah, because that was definitely a plan to get into that for real.
And like from the beginning, like I don't even think we necessarily need to overdo it because like I'll see someone like a Marshall Mind who does like UFC events. Like you don't hear the commentators, you don't hear or see anything. It's just him and he's watching it on his TV that's like over there.
That's how a lot of these channels do it. It's just them. Their breakdown. Sometimes they bring up stats. Sometimes they get a little fancy to be able to show up stats or things or the table or things like that. Who's next? Who's up? You know. But really, it's just them. And I feel as if we can definitely get into that. It's not a problem. Especially if we can all especially if we can all get into one place together. I feel as if this would definitely be able to go really well. Because there wouldn't be any internet problems. There wouldn't be like any. That would go really well.
Yeah, I feel like we'd slide in.
Definitely, bro. That's the goal right there. To be honest with you.
Shoot. Dang. Well, I guess that's really just the episode. We've been gone for a minute, yo.
We've been gone for so long, bro.
Yeah, it's like
there's a lot
different.
We can still like talk about some things, but like I think it'd be like we can probably, because I don't know exactly when this is out, because we can probably like have like another section tomorrow talking about the game, and then talk about that real quick. Maybe add that to the same podcast and add more things to it, because like I really wanted to get Nick in here. So you can make some like, because we want to talk about like Chainsaw Man and upcoming anime and things like that since we're sort of in that season. And also wanted to bring up about some anime we was watching. Me and you know what I'm saying, Nagatoro, Great Pretender. He started. I've already finished. Get that going. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, bro, we got to record more, man. We got to record.
Bro, now we back into it, bro. We got to get right.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely shit. Right. Especially episode 10 on the way. Jesus Christ.
I feel as if we can just. I feel as if like definitely if sometimes maybe we could like get it going on the Xbox. It's like some of the conversations we have on there, it's basically the same shit we have here.
Yeah.
There isn't maybe not the live camera, but like we can definitely just put in either gameplay or just like what we were doing before, right? Where like highlights of whatever we're talking about would come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't we need like an Elgato or something like that to, like, how do you record an Xbox party?
To fully catch, so either you can stream on Twitch and basically get out most of the audio for whoever it is. That's one option, but more likely the best option is to get like an Elgato and just be able to capture everything that happens. Because like obviously, like, you know, if someone's internet goes out or whoever's streaming it, internet goes out or it starts to slow down, then it becomes a problem. But if you just capture everything on the game card, then as long as your Xbox is on, everything is captured.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm down.
Thinking about getting stuff though too, like no lie.
Yeah, I might get an Elgato then. I mean, my Xbox isn't the best, but I'll still get one.
Depends on how much that shit runs for. I'll be able to buy it.
Yeah,
because I'm completely down. I'm always getting gameplay, at least for 2K. So when it comes to basketball, I'm really the type to, like, for the Bucks like Suns matchup, like play now online game or something like that, and like break down that.
It's like a mirror matchup of the finals.
Yeah, while we're talking about it. So
Let's get.
just
I'm
ideas,
trying to.
ideas.
Yeah, I'm trying to like. That's why this whole 4 a.m. this whole SOC shit. That's why I'm trying to grow it. Like I'm trying to get into my own YouTube shit where I just be chilling, playing whatever the fuck I'm playing, and just talk about shit. To be honest.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
really for me, like I wouldn't even mind just like plugging in Elgato, turning it on, just have that shit run while we like in the party, and then just like edit shit in, cause like we'd be having talks in there anyway.
Yeah. Obviously, you'd have to cut out all the moments where I'm throwing curse words at the fucking
When
wazoo.
we're fighting
at the
demons.
screen,
Like,
fighting
yeah,
demons.
Like, it wouldn't be a scream. So like all like the dead zones, dead air, cursing,
All
random
the rage.
demon shit.
Oh my god,
Gotta
bro.
cut out all my
Y'all
bro.
don't know the half of it, man.
Me, boy. Oh my god. What was? No, you wasn't here yesterday. Yesterday, God, I was so fucking mad, bro.
Yeah, he was
FIFA had
FIFA,
me furious, bro.
because he was trying to
Bro.
figure out game more, so he's really trying to get it going, and then like some of his players just wasn't hitting shot. I feel it sometimes, because like sometimes I'll get a nigga shoot on goal and Neymar just hit that shit slap straight to the keeper.
Bro, yes, bro.
Like, I know you're a beat, bro.
Or you'll see someone wide open. You try to pass it, your player don't know what the fuck he doing. He turned around, throw it to somebody, kick it to somebody else. I'm like, you know what, bro? Or he'll get the ball. you turn around to keep the ball safe, nigga dies. You lost possession, bro. I'm like, all right, bro. That shit was having me mad.
It's like these niggas block every single shot outside the box. Like they don't let me shoot from outside. Like every single time I'm like, all right, great passing, about to shoot that shit. Or like I put a through ball through, either the goalkeeper comes, gets it, somebody blocks it, or like I'm about to shoot, bro. This either slide tackle or just throw they body
so ass, bro. So ass. I'll get in the box, cause I'm in the box. Player just passes it to the goalkeeper. I'm like, nigga, you ain't putting no gas on the ball, no mustard on the ball, bro. All I see the ball go like this. I'm like, all right, bro. Y'all clearly don't want to fucking play, bro. That shit makes me mad.
All right,
Elgato will capture all of that.
I'll sit here and say that. Hey, yo, relax. Hey, yeah. But no, what I was gonna say is, it's like we've played so many video games over our lifetime that whenever we pick up a new game or a game that we haven't played in a while, or a game that just came out, whatever it is, we usually progress in it very quickly. But y'all just don't know the half of it, like just the pain that we go through to get to these good levels, like the blood, sweat, and tears you put into video games, man.
Like I'm not even like crazy good at one game. Like I'm not like super fucking crack, like YouTuber streamer level at any game. Never. That's always been something that kind of annoys me. But like I've never been like tip top at a game. I've always just been above average at all the games I play, and that's where I kind of stay at. And that shit.
Apex and Siege, your Siege YouTube.
No, Siege, okay, but I'm like, if I'm being completely honest, I'm like high gold, bottom tier platinum at best, at my peak. If I'm playing,
but there's a market for that. That's the thing. Yeah, there's a market for it. Like, you don't have to.
That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking to
more
be
relatable.
Top 10%. I'm not asking to be that. That's why Siege, I got that. Apex, I got that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like the best I could be at those games, and that's what always gets me mad, because I'm like, bruh, especially like with the days that I'm off, I'm like, bro, I know I can be way better than this, bro. So that's where I'd be mad at. I always get mad at myself with most games I play.
But no, what I can say for that. Oh, what were you gonna say, Michael?
No, I say for me, I know Terry's already at the top. If you really like just played, not even just like really tried.
Or go, Michael. What were you gonna say before it cut you off?
Where did it come off at?
It cut you off at. You said I was top if I played something like that.
Oh yeah, Madden. Yeah, Madden. If you play Madden, you'd be like, you'd be good at that. Really, I think you'd be high, because like Keon's like top 8%, in Madden, and I feel as if Keon is around the same level as like you, me. Like, what I really think, like, in Madden terms, obviously you have to sometimes deal with the bullshit Madden gives out, I feel as if 9 terms would be like a top player in that. I feel as if I already know Wilson's like really good at 2K, in my opinion. Like it's more either the game holds them or some shit like that. But
oh my god, bro, don't get me started. But what I wanted to say for Terry, and it's just for all of us, it's like it's not even like the fact that we're good at our respective games. It's just that I know that we can create enjoyable content playing the game. So like the moments that we have playing. So like if me and Terry are playing Apex, Siege, 2K, Mad, it doesn't matter what game we're playing. We're always going to have those moments where we're not even paying attention to the objective of the game. We're just doing random game mechanics that just look funny to us. And we just have a blast doing that. And like, as long as you can create those wholesome moments while playing video games, it's just like the vibe that you create, we're going to be fine. Like this shit's going to grow by itself. This is as long as you're not forcing it to be like some sort of job, like you're some type of comp player, you know, you're just having fun.
That's one of my biggest fears. Like if I was to ever get like really damn good at Apex, bro, it'd be like I had to stop playing with like certain people, and that would suck. Like I want to always play with like everybody, like even like Drake and Grant. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to just be like, well, I guess I'm gonna hop on some Smurf account or some shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I want to like truly be able to have fun with everybody.
Yeah,
you know?
Just lay back and vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing. Like I just want to play because I don't like playing those games by myself, especially if it's like Apex or Siege. I don't like playing that shit by myself. So I like to play with people I know. Because like getting in a party with randoms, like you don't really know the person. Some motherfuckers just be weird, bro. Bro, that nigga, what was her name? Blanky? That shit was the funniest, bro. Bro.
I still call her like her first name was Queefinator.
Queefinator, yo.
And nah, she
was strange.
Like, she's strange, like for sure.
Strange.
I'm gonna definitely cut this part out just in case. But
like it wasn't like it was just, you feel me? Like it was funny at points, but sometimes you just sit there, you looking around, you looking at your walls, you're like,
yeah, but it's not even like in a bad way.
In a bad way. It's just like you don't know the person. It's like
you don't know the person.
And then at the same time, like you know, one time she was like, "Oh, do your friends like hate me or some shit?" And I was like, "Nah, just tone down saying faggot every like 6 seconds." And then just like I was like in the party, bro. Like when everybody going, like just vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like and also like when your friends come in, like because I was gone at that point, but I was just hearing already like, don't go fucking crazy, like. Vibe, you know,
don't try too hard, like
you know what I'm saying, just relax, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to be in parties with my boys. So like even like if you're not that good at a game, I'll still play with you only because like I like to have people that I can literally like if nothing's going well or if everything's going well, we're just chilling between rounds, joking. We're just talking about some shit that I'm comfortable saying. Like that's what I play with the boys for, you.
I remember because usually I was very much a solo player before. Like I was playing with y'all, like Keon. It's like I'll be playing like Destiny, right? Hopping, bro. Sometimes that shit was slap business, bro. That shit, I'll be like, so I don't play Destiny anymore because like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's flashbacks. Damn near every day. I don't think there's been a fun moment I had in that game for such a long time. Every single time I hopped into play trials, it was straight business. Like, and I'll be saying, like, I don't, it's not even, like, I'm not even, I don't know, like, they can put, I was just playing just because they needed, like, an extra, like, a hunter on their team. Like, that was it. And it was dead. I'll be like, this competitive shit, like, I'm saying, like, this competitive shit, like, yeah, it's all right, but like, I don't really know y'all like that. And then, like, yeah, really, I'm just here because, like, I'm pretty decent at the game, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, everyone had their moments, but it's just, like, also, like, I'll be honest with you, bro, Destiny, bro, PvP, it pales in comparison. Like, Apex is such good mechanics and movement and shit like that. It pales in comparison to the bullshit we put on. You want to talk about cheaters? Don't get me started on Destiny. But, fucking hell. But, yeah, and COD, too, bro. When I tell you, bro, sometimes playing COD with, Keon and Angelo, bro. I mean, we always be having fun and shit, have funny moments, and like even doing the bullshit, I have to be funny, bro. But if I wasn't playing with them, bro, if it got deep, bro, and it's like a squad niggas, bro, and like it's not, it's no longer fun at point.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
it's not.
Yeah.
It's different. When it's a niggas deep, bro, it's hilarious. Bro. You from ATL? Oh, shit, or it's funny as shit.
Or they be saying the most random shit about their life, like something happens and you hear them talking about it. That shit is hilarious.
Yes, but or like when it's those moments where the white kids who be saying all those slurs and that you be saying shit back. I ain't gonna lie, them just be mad funny. But when it's them business niggas, bro, them camp niggas that just talk, that just, oh, I'm here to win. This shit ain't for fun.
And then they ask you like, bro, what are you doing, bro? It's like, whoa, my nigga, relax, bro.
Like,
where are you, bro? My ping, bro. Follow my ping.
Bro, you're fucking dumb. What are you doing, bro?
These niggas say pubs. It's to practice to get ready for either like ranked or like whatever, like COD League or whatever. I'm sitting here like, this shit dead, bro. This shit's not fun, bro. Like y'all y'all really not even good like that. Y'all just trying to take advantage. Y'all not being smart. Y'all don't have like real like stick skills like that. Y'all just like dead ass just sitting here camping shit dead. This is why like Warzone so dead to me. Cause like why I have so much fun with like Keon and I know skill-based matchmaking, and they have made that shit even more dead because now everybody now at this point you play is just like hardcore. This shit like this AOG, this COD League now.
Shower.
Like, this is we trying to make this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make niggas trying to make
Dorito
shit,
dust and
just,
Mountain Dew.
I'm just sitting there like I'm trying to have fun, bro. Like,
cheese.
Y'all trying to make phase and optic and like I'm trying to have fun, nigga. Like
fun.
You know
F-U-N. What clan is that?
Right.
And it's for no silver.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, bro, this ain't like even CS:GO niggas have more fun than this. Like I slap. I'll be sitting here, I'm like, bro, real talk, bro. First of all, y'all niggas ain't even good enough to make it on there. Second of all, like, please, niggas just forgot to have fun during these games, I think. And also skill-based matchmaking has also made that way harder because now everyone just sweats. But and this isn't me just trying to be like, oh, I want to pub stomp niggas. Nah, bro. I'd much rather play like Optic Phase or like if I'm playing Apex like NRG or TSM niggas like in like with no skill-based matchmaking than like a full lobby of like masters and diamonds and shit all sweating it out. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, matchmaking has just changed over the years, honestly.
I understand because it's like
you don't want to get your new players slaughtered, but at the same time, like the core of your base aren't new, so it's like kind of need to help them out too.
I think they need to definitely widen that shit out. You know, so have like tiers or something. You know, if you're new or it's clear you have a disability, like have them in like a pool instead of like. And then, like, if you played for a while, bro, all right, now you got thumbs, bro. All right, like it's all right. You can play against other like better people, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be playing against other worse people, you know. Like it's all good,
bro.
You know?
Because the way Apex roll, hold up, you can shoot your gun. Nice play against top 10% niggas every time.
I remember back in the day with like BO2 and stuff, like. You would get into a lobby and there would just be people that were just max prestige and you just started playing. And like, that's just how it was. Yeah. And like people back then were way more chill. Like if you were cracked at the game and there was like a new person, instead of just being like, oh, sweats, they would like add you as a friend and message you like, bro, like you're so good at the game. And you'd be like, oh, thanks. And then like, that's it. Just add it on friends. Oh, I'm gonna just join your lobbies from now on.
I was like new, bro, and then niggas like, oh, you pretty good, bro. I want our friends. You know what I'm saying? It would be like that. Now straight sweat, bro. If you good, you don't shower, bro. If you not good, bro, you sometimes garbage. It's wild how like it's just like
it is like a whole
shaking my head. And I still do that like with the games nowadays. Well, really just 2K, but like when I'm playing 2K and then like I'll get like a literal brown shirt that's better than any like elite or superstar I've been playing with that entire day. I'll just be like, yo, GG, and I'll just add him as a friend. They add me back, and like I'm not saying that I play with him like all the time or anything, or even after that initial point, but it's just like that acknowledgement of just like you're a chill dude, you're good. Like I respect the way that you decide to play video games. You're not a sweat.
Yeah, and I'll do that, especially with like definitely with Apex. It's harder. It's harder because there's more people. But it's just like there was the one that I'll never forget. This one nigga who was playing Horizon. He was just good at the game. Literally outmaneuvered all fucking three of us, and I think Michael somehow miraculously ended that fight. Or I don't remember who won. I just remember that he outmaneuvered the whole section. So I was just like, good shit. If he was on Xbox, I would have messaged you like, bro, good shit. You're a god, bro. Because I'm talking about goes up his ability. That's his player model. Can't touch him. I'm in that. I'm like, my nigga, what, bro?
Eventually, it became just like a 1v1 between me and him, and we were hitting it because we were both out of ammo. Because we had both. It became like he started outmaneuvering all of us, and then it was between me and him, and we started outmaneuvering each other, and then he had that real advantage because that Horizon shit. We both just ran out of ammo. We just started punching each other, and literally, I stopped making the try to figure out what his name was because I really wanted to message him like, bro,
he was so good. Like that to this day, like niggas like that who who just don't cheat, they're just good. I'm just like, yeah, that's you got
respect to all y'all out there. That's just play
like
casually.
The G's at the game, yeah, you got that, bro. Like to be
honest.
But like I will slander, especially it's easier in 2K because like you can obviously tell when someone's cheesing because they're just doing all the meta shit. So it's like
and they
like
got the Apex fit on.
Yeah, I'll just slander niggas in Apex because I'm just mad in general. So just be like, yeah, you don't fucking shower, you bam, you bad, fuck you, you know.
Bad poo, give blue butt cheeks.
But yeah, it's just like the people who are honestly just good at the game, especially in 2K. Like if you just find a nigga who's just good without cheesing.
Yes, bro. And that was just the way that they've changed the game just to make it more and more animation based. That's just ruined it. But I don't want to ramble about 2K.
Be here for days.
But yeah. What episode is this? Episode 9 or
9, okay?
Yeah.
Oh shit, this is all part of the podcast. I thought we niggas just talking.
Boy, it's recorded.
It's recorded, man.
But to be honest, this was actually pretty good. Like this section fire.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty chill podcast to get us back in the swing of things. You know, a little rust is there, but not really. You know, we talk like this all the time, so it's just like it's really not that. It's really not that hard.
Spitting back and forth.
But our last words for the podcast, so we don't keep them here too long. We've already recorded 3 times.
Patience, oh God. I've watched so much shit.
Yeah, recommendations, bro.
Oh shit. Basically, all I was gonna say is you probably gonna make some comments next about the Euros, so maybe that'll be added on after this. But recommendations, watching anime. We'll probably have discussion next episode about it. But check out Nagatoro. That shit actually pretty wholesome and funny, and Great Pretender. Y'all niggas need an Ocean 11 type shit, bro. Great Pretender is a great show.
Pretender is
anime,
absolutely phenomenal.
Check that out. And by all means, please, bro, if you are a dev, bro, fix this cheating shit. I don't know, but help us out, bro.
Yeah, because hackers, cheaters, all of that running shit. My recommendation, dog, bro, watch Durara, because I'm watching JoJo's right now. And I ain't gonna recommend JoJo's yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna make Grant happy right now. Not right now. I'm gonna recommend Durara because that show beautiful. That show blew my mind. That Durara blew my mind. Watch that shit if you got nothing else to watch, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna force you, but it's immaculate. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I ain't gonna count. Movies coming out soon too. Damn.
Oh yeah, watch Space Jam too.
Did you really?
I mean, wait, did it come out yet?
Oh, I was about to say. Like, you watch it? Like,
no, I did not watch it. I'm just saying that you should watch it.
It's on the way out, I think.
Yeah, in like the next 2 days or
We
something
got
like
like
that.
Black Widow from Marvel.
Marvel just rolling movies out right now. I'm just like, okay.
No, they started dropping trailers and shit. I was like, all right, now
Yeah, like the whole trailer wave. I'm like, well, damn, nigga.
Yeah.
And Black
Can't
Widow's
keep
like
up.
this Friday, so they dropping all these like trailers and like TV
Black
spots
Widow,
and shit.
10 Rings, all that shit.
10 Rings look mad lit as fuck.
The
Shang-Chi
Eternals and shit. Yeah.
Eternals. I'm more excited for 10 Rings and the Spider-Man movie that eventually. Oh damn, we're gonna have to maybe make a quick talk about this, but y'all Zendaya and Tom Holland simps, everyone down bad. Everyone lost.
Everyone.
Give it back, bro. Please, bro. Give it back.
Give her back, bro.
Please, bro.
I'm fighting for my life.
Bro, where is she, bro? She my wallpaper. My wall.
Oh.
That's smelly.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wait, yo, Michael, bro, did you hear that?
Oh, boy.
You're so ugly. Wrap that bitch up.
Oh my god, bro. I mean, should I? Yeah, that's the episode.
That's the episode, Kyle.